Ladies and gentlemen, do you want a good retirement? Now, a lot of people say, I want a good retirement, but have no idea what type of retirement lifestyle they are working towards and how much money is needed. Yesterday night in the live stream, I shared with everybody the 4 types of retirement you can work towards. And I put some numbers to it. Today, I will help you achieve those numbers by giving you a strategy. So let's just watch on if you want a good retirement. So, for myself, I'm 53 years old this year, and I think by the time I retire around 2038, which is about 15 years from now, I need to secure minimally a $6,000 monthly retirement fund. And that is a stretch and challenge to many people. Many of you have written to me asking, I can't even achieve $3,000 when I retire. How am I going to hit 6,000? So let me give you the plan today. And for those people who have higher aspiration, have this as a foundation, and then from there you can build on. Let's watch on, shall we? As usual, this content is for education and entertainment, not financial advice. And stay subscribed with us. And more importantly, we are always giving update. And right now, I'm giving more important, life-changing, life-transforming financial education. So keep in touch. So in my whole life of my 1 in 6 5 movement since 2015 till now, it's a 10-year journey. I've always talked about wealth creation from 1 in 6 5 to 1 in 4 5 to 1 in 4 8 8, 4M 6 5, 6M 6 5, 10 6, whatever number it may be, it's always stopped at 65. I assume that everybody will know what to do from there. So I rarely talk about life after 6 5, after retirement. And what kind of lifestyle do you want after that? How much do you really need? Today, I've actually, work out what are the scenarios that you could work towards, but more importantly, how much you need. And today, for the first time, I'll give you the plan how to reach there. There are 4 types of retirement we broadly speak it towards. Okay, one is what I call subsistent. Okay, bare minimal that is needed to survive, and I classify that around $2,000 in today's dollars term. Okay, today's dollars term. Now, some of y'all have children that will feed you. Some of y'all are able to live on some government grants. Some of y'all have some kind of lifestyle like come to JV or so. Let's not talk about those outliers. Let's just focus on if you depend on yourself. I think most of us would agree. I polled yesterday, everybody agreed with me. $2,000 is the bare minimum you need to survive in Singapore. And if you want something better, is what I call a normal lifestyle. I think generally everybody believes that you need $4,000 to what I call a comfortable middle class lifestyle. Okay. And if you want something a lot more luxurious, you have to pay about $8,000 per month with some premium lifestyle comfort. And finally, if you want a super enjoyable, no worries, all captured kind of lifestyle, you can fly business class, got very nice medical facilities, whatever, right? You want to buy anything, you can buy 12 to 15,000 a month. I think you can do that. So this is today's cost. But I'm not retiring today. I'm retiring in 2038. Some of y'all a bit later, some a bit earlier, but there will be inflation. Well, when there's inflation, you need more. But exactly how much more? Let's revise this, okay? So how much more? I've covered that yesterday night. I think if you assume a 3% inflation by 2038 per person, instead of needing 2,000, you will need 3,000. It's simple mathematics of inflation, right? You just compound the 3% up. And instead of 4,000 to reach a normal kind of lifestyle, normal means, your house is fully paid for, but you most likely will have simple lifestyle. I don't think you can afford a renovation in your life. You probably take public transport, you can afford some small regional trips, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, and maybe even Japan and Korea. I think Japan a bit tough, quite expensive, Korea and things like that. So normal lifestyle. And then when you have luxurious means you could afford a car. You could have a very nice hospital wards, have nice supplements in your life, and you could afford to eat out for nice fine dining, to some extent, maybe 2-3 times a month and things like that. Fly to beyond beyond regional countries to Europe or whatsoever. Super luxury, almost you want to do whatever you want, you can have. Okay, even have a driver or something like that. So basically, this is what we have. I think most Singaporeans would underestimate what retirement costs for them. Okay, so now I think the most important thing is you work towards what you need. And today I'll focus a lot on normal because nobody wants to live just subsistence level. A lot of people say that luxurious and super luxurious too far, too difficult. Let's try to aim for normal, which surprisingly to many people, it is actually quite difficult for a lot of people to reach towards. Okay, I will give you my secret kung fu to reshare today. So now there are many paths there are many roads that leads to Rome, and there are many paths that can lead to a $6,000 retirement for myself. I'm going to have four anchors and four levers to reach there. The number one is CPF Life, something that I don't pay a lot of attention to for most of my 1865 life, and most of y'all don't pay a lot of attention until it's there, which is too late because CPF Life requires early planning, like very much early, okay? And second most important thing is beyond CPF Life, you need a very powerful stream of investments income. And that requires you to grow your income to a substantial level. Exactly how much I will give you. And for those people who have inadequate money in investment, you may consider some property option and maybe even some part-time work, which I'll talk about it. So CPF Life is the anchor of all Singaporeans. A lot of people say, wow, why CPF Life just makan so much money from us? Oh, that you're wrong, man. So for myself, I think that I'm going to work until 70 years old. I told everybody about it already. If I can, I'll defer until 70 years old. I will fill up my retirement account to ERS, Enhanced Retirement Sum, which is by my time 456,000. A lot of you all said, Mr. Lu, I don't have that amount. I'm just giving you the idea, the mathematics. How you work towards that require what you plan early in your life, right? So I already share with everybody how to achieve 1M65, 2M65, 4M65 is to power up your special account as much as possible so that you can hit your ERS as high as possible. Now, once your ERS is in the retirement account, it will compound at 4%. And I'll let you compound at 4% all the way to 70 years old, and you will hit $760,000 or more, okay? And I actually have a formula to grow beyond that, but I won't talk about it now. But this will basically give me a payout about $4,600. So out of 6,000, 4,006 is already settled. That's great, right? So what I need is a lot less already. So the good thing about CPF Life is government backed, no market risk. I don't need to worry about fluctuation whatsoever. A bad thing is that once you put in, you cannot take out, right? Entire sum will go on, and you KKK and pass away early, then you can your beneficiary will get it, but in some sense, a bit not so shook, right? So so I think it's something that we think about. CPF Life is a cornerstone of our investment retirement. So the second most important pillar of my retirement income is my investment portfolio. In my case, I have ramped up a substantial sum of money in my S&P 500 and also covering other globally diversified index as well. And if you were to achieve $600,000, okay, it will be probably enough because a lot of them work on the assumption of yielding 4%. If you can take 4% out of the $600,000 out, 4% of 600,000 is about $24,000 a year, and that's about $2,000 a month. So if you can achieve $600,000 in your S&P 500 and your globally diversified index, okay, I think that'll be a substantial sum of money because every year, I would suggest that you count on this for the other source of income. Now, how would I withdraw it is a kung fu. So my approach of withdrawing is let it grow and grow and grow substantially. Okay, every 2 to 3 years, I'll take out the profit and I'll take out 1/3 of it. Okay, 1/3 of it, and continue to let it compound and compound. Okay, and I think some years I can take out more, some years I take out less. But if it grows at 8 to 12% a year, if I take out about 1/3 to maybe half the amount of gains, that should be enough for me to to build $2,000 or slightly less a month for my retirement income. And the best part is the capital remain intact. So now there will be downturns. Okay, in times of downturn, then you may have to pause away, but what you have drawn out will probably be enough for accumulation of your buffer. So I think this is a second anchor I'm looking at, a powerful, strong compounding S&P 500 portfolio, which we take out the money of your profit and capital gains like a dividend. Okay, so this is my approach, and I already started on this journey. Now, some of you said, but Mr. Lu, I don't have $600,000 and I don't know how to invest in S&P 500 or Global Diversified Index. Well, there could be a fallback. You have your house, okay? Rent out your rooms. For HDB, now I think it's quite possible to get $1,000 per month in your room, okay? And if you want to have more, you rent out 2 rooms, right? Most of us stay in houses that have 3 bedrooms, rent out 1 or 2 of them. One of them is 1,000, 2 of them is 2,000. That solves from your CPF Life, you add the other one, done. Now, for some of you who live in condominium, rent out your condo rooms. There's absolutely nothing wrong, right? So I think if you rent a condo, you can fetch something at 1,500 or so. And you know, this will be pretty substantial amount of supplement to your income. And of course, you have loss of privacy and you got to manage tenants and things like that. But you know, yeah, this is an option for you to consider. For most part of my life, in my early 30s and late 20s, I rent out my rooms, okay? So I now probably don't need to do that, but that's an option that you might want to consider. So the last thing I want to say, and not in a negative way, is after you retire, you should continue to work, okay? And there are many places to work in, right? Tutoring, consulting. Some of y'all, you know, love to drive. You can consider some Grab driving, some freelance work, whatever. Don't need to make too much, just $1,000. I've got this term called fractional CFO, fractional CEO, fractional consultant, fractional something, which means that you do not need to work full-time. You work part-time to get some income. And I think that's very good because you keep you healthy and mind engaged and socially engaged as well. And it's very meaningful. And of course, depend on whether your health is okay and whether you're willing or not. A lot of you are just dying to stop working and not work for the rest of your life, or do some, I don't know, gardening, walking around and things like that. I think it's very unhealthy. A lot of you just love to fly and fly and fly, go to other holiday places and things like that. I'm sure you, for 1-2 years, you can do that. After you're wondering what else to do, right? Because as you grow older and older, you find that your energy and ability to fly gets less. So I think this is a very good option. You should consider doing that, and that will help to supplement your income. So putting all together, if you got enough portfolio of money and investment whatsoever, CPF Life Anchor gives you $4,000 plus. Okay, if you can push all the way to 70 or 65 or 68 years old, okay, supplement that with your investment income. Okay, in my case, I use S&P 500, draw down the profits, okay, and spread it out. So I think with that is fairly possible to achieve a normal type of retirement. $6,000 plus, I think is possible, and so can you. The second one is a scenario B, where if you don't have enough capital for CPF Life and for S&P 500 or either one of them, what you can do is to consider the renting out your HDB or your condo rooms, and also to work some part-time work as well. Some of this can supplement more income. I think to achieve a life of $6,000 a month of income, it's possible. It's what I call a simple normal life, right? So the other one is comfortable normal life, which is the scenario A, and then scenario B is what I call a simple normal life. Some work and some loss of privacy is needed, but both can achieve it. Now, are there other options? Of course, there are other options. Number one is your children, right? Your children, a lot of people say, I depend on my children, give me income. Let me say, their life is very tough. Their cost of living is very high. Please don't ask your children to be your ATM machine. Okay? I don't think it's easy for them really. If you love your children, you know, take care of yourself and don't expect yourself to take care of them. Okay? This is my perspective. And second is there are other options. There are private annuities as well. Aviva, Prudential, Great Eastern, all these offer private annuities. The terms of the private annuities are nowhere close to CPF Life, okay? But there are options, okay, that can give you some money as well. HDB offer a lease buyback, meaning that you can say, I want to, in some sense, sell my HDB to HDB, and HDB will give you a stream of income back from your house, okay? That's reverse mortgage, not popular at all. A lot of you all love dividends stock portfolio. If you can execute that strategy well, good. I think there are some risk here and there, but nothing else without risk. So, if you have a DBS, OCBC, Singtel, whatsoever, which gives a very good dividends and potential for a long time, good, right? Singapore saving bonds, T-bills, other investment whatsoever. I think these are all options that you can adopt and think about it as well. But for me, I think the more practical one, less risk, okay, is a CPF Life and a globally diversified index, and if necessary, supplement it by property rooms rent out, okay, and some part-time work. I think to achieve $6,000 a month kind of income for retirement is possible, right? Beyond that, that's another stretch, and I'll find enough time to share with you how I stretch all the way to hit 20,000. But let's start with something more humbler first to at least set everybody at the bar below. Key takeaway is this, very clearly, CPF Life is very, very important. A cornerstone of your retirement income with certainty. Okay. Second is how you grow your investments is extremely important. That is why when you start with a little and let it snowball all the way up over time to a time where you reach your retirement at 65 or 70 years old is extremely important. How you deploy your property in terms of your rent out your rooms or whatever is important. And some part-time work, I think is absolutely healthy. With these four levers, I think to achieve $6,000 in 2038, I think is realistic. Okay. To hit luxury, that's a topic for another day. I have a plan to reach there, and I think I can reach there already, but I can share with you those ideas. To aim for super luxury probably require a lot more effort. I've also got a plan to reach there. But let's start with the basic first, right? Normal lifestyle, $6,000. This is my plan. Please offer your comments, okay? And we're happy to discuss this in the comments, okay? Let me know, and I'll see you tonight in the live stream. Bye bye.